When markets become super volatile, when people are seeing their portfolios drop 20 to 30% over the course of 1 month, people look for a way of investing that is much more stable and consistent. That's where dividend investing comes into play. People really find that a lot of these companies who pay out these dividends and have, paid these dividends during times like these, during the 08 and 09 crash, during really tough times in the course of, the last maybe 20 to 30 years, when they see companies be able to continue to grow their dividends, continue to pay them, they find that that is super safe, super stable, and super consistent. I am one of those investors. I believe that investing in a strong dividend company and having that as a big part of your portfolio is never a bad idea, especially whenever, like I said, times like these where nothing is promised. In today's video, I'll be going over the highest dividend payer that I have in my portfolio. I'll be going over how much it pays me per year, the holding size that I have, my average cost, and everything about the company. I'll be giving a breakdown of what the company does and why I believe that it is so strong. If you are excited about this video, if you find it valuable, entertaining, or any of the above, you can let me know by smashing that like button. If you are new to the channel and if you want to subscribe, it would help me out tremendously. This channel has been growing at extreme rates over the last couple months, and I cannot say how grateful I am. If you have any criticism, feedback, suggestions, or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. I read each and every comment and I take everyone to heart. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into it and let's see what this mystery stock is. So what is this mystery company? Well, this mystery company is going to be Store Capital. Now, Store Capital is a REIT. If you don't know what a REIT is an REIT, or a real estate investment trust. Now, Store Capital itself, or STORE, stands for single tenant operational real estate, basically meaning that they invest and they own properties that are single tenant, and it's typically like operational, like big factories and things like that. Now, pretty much all of their income is going to come from owning these properties and collecting rent from them, as the property values do go up as well. Basically, what's happening is whenever you invest in a REIT, you're investing your money into this company. They then take that money to purchase properties, and once they have their tenants in them, they collect even more income from receiving rent from their tenants. Now, one thing that I do love about Store Capital is they have set up their portfolio of properties that they own to withstand the test of time, especially during the technological evolution. Now, one reason that I do love investing in REITs is simply for the fact that their dividends are super duper stable. Now, there are the companies that do struggle a little bit, but due to certain legal regulations, REITs have a certain amount they have to pay out in dividends of their income every single year. So as long as they're collecting, income and revenue from their rentals, they have to pay it out to their investors, and that is something that I find super duper appealing. Now, the reason I said earlier that Store Capital is super well set up to be able to withstand the test of time is that they focus on certain industries that cannot be easily replaced by technology. Now, we have seen a lot of companies go out of business recently simply for the fact that technology is starting to replace certain aspects of our society, and Store Capital has done their best to avoid those industries. This is one of the most appealing aspects of the company to me personally, because I love investing in the dividend paying companies that I feel will last for a very long time, because compounding and just watching the compound interest effect happen on your portfolio is a very real thing, and I don't want to invest in the companies that I don't believe will be around for decades and decades to come. Now, they own properties that are occupied by tenants that are very, very promised in the future, and something, like I said, that can't be replaced by technology easily. They own places like fitness centers, daycare centers, warehouses, those certain things that you can't just replace by a touch of a button. You're not going to be able to, right now at least, just push a button and immediately become in shape. It's pretty hard to be able to just, let technology take care of your children. It's pretty hard to be able to let technology just somehow take care of all the packages that you need to store in a warehouse. These are different things that technology cannot easily replace, and that is one reason that I believe Store Capital has it really set to be able to make it for a long time. Because once again, I can't see a foreseeable future that there's not fitness centers and daycare centers and warehouses that, keep hold of all the packaging, especially with the online shopping evolution that we're seeing right now. Store Capital is perfectly set up to be able to withstand the test of time, and I'm so excited to see how they grow over the future. Now, another reason that I have continued to invest a lot of money into Store Capital is because of the way they handled this pandemic and how well they performed. Now, of course, a lot of the stock market prices did drop, not necessarily due to the fact that companies were doing bad, but people were wary, they were unstable, and people got a little bit nervous, so we did see a massive sell-off in March. But the good thing about that is when it comes to Store Capital is that their tenant payout actually stayed very, very high. They continued to collect over 90% of rent throughout the entire year, and that is absolutely phenomenal. It means that the people who are, taking over in their properties, the people who are paying them rent, are doing a phenomenal job at making sure they're staying in business and being able to still keep up with their rent. Now, one thing Store Capital does is a lot of their leases are very long term, and so that does add some stability to their, income and their revenue as well. So now that that is out the way, now that you have a brief brief idea of what store capital is, let's go ahead, let's take a look at the numbers and let's see exactly how much I'm getting paid every single month, 3 months, and year from this company. So here we are on trackyourdividends.com. If you need a good website to be able to track all of your dividends and see the payouts, your profit loss, your dividend yields, and all of these different cool aspects of your portfolio, I would definitely check them out. They are not sponsored. This is not a sponsored video, but it is something that has made my life super duper convenient. But here we are on trackyourdividends.com. As you can see, I have 347.5 shares. The price of store capital is currently sitting at $32.83. My average cost is actually at $21.39, which has led to a profit of right under $4,000. And this is where it gets interesting. Now, since store capital's price has gone up significantly, their dividend yield has gone back down to about 4.39%, which is somewhere around where it was right before the pandemic started. The crazy thing is, though, that since my average cost is $21.39, and the fact that they have not lowered their dividend over the course of this year, my yield on cost is about 6.73%. That makes my annual income $500.39 from this single holding in my portfolio. That means every single year, my position in this company will grow at minimum 6.73%, as long as I don't, just saying I don't continue to add on to this account, I don't add any more holdings, and it doesn't grow at all. If this thing trades sideways for the next 10 years, it will increase at right under 7% every single year, simply for the fact that I continuously reinvest these dividends. Now, that is an absolutely phenomenal feeling, especially whenever you look at certain things like the fact that the overall market typically does about 10% roughly before inflation. Now, that means that my single holding in this account is doing about almost 7% year on year, and I honestly cannot be more excited about it. Now, another amazing aspect about this company is that their growth potential is very, very high. As you can see here, whenever it did drop to about $20, I purchased a lot of shares. My average cost is actually right at $16, but as I have increased my position, it has grown a substantial amount. I'm growing right now about maybe $300 to $400 in this single holding every single week at this point. Store capital has completely taken off from where they were. They're almost fully recovered to pre-pandemic levels, and I'm very excited to see how far they can make this thing run. Now, like I said, I am getting paid about $500 every single year in dividends from store capital. That totals out to about $41.66 every single month, about $125 every 3 months. So every time I do get paid dividends, it's roughly $125, and that totals out again to about $500 a year. So, man, it's a crazy feeling to just be able to say that I finally reached it. That is one goal that I have had. I didn't really share it, I don't believe. I might have shared it in the past. But one little minor milestone that I did want to reach is receiving $500 a year from a single investment. I finally reached that. Now, of course, like I said, I do have other, stocks and companies such as Apple and Coca-Cola that pay dividends as well. But none of them do pay the high percentage that store capital does pay. This is a position that I do want to increase over the long run. I'd like to see this thing hit 1,000 shares one day. That's my end goal. It's really far away, and I don't believe that it'll be anytime soon, but it is amazing, and it's an amazing thing to watch the process and just aspire to reach these different goals. What are you guys' thoughts? What do you guys feel about store capital? Are any of you invested into it? I know Darren Jackson, I know you're watching this, and I know you're invested in them, so I know we'll talk about this, but are any of you other guys invested in them? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. What are your highest dividend payers in your portfolio? How much do you guys get paid every single year from your highest payer? Let me know. Again, this is not a video of me trying to brag at all, because I have friends who make much more than this. It's simply just me keeping you guys updated and letting you guys know what all's going on in my portfolio. I'd really love to interact with you guys in the comment section again. So let me know again, what are you guys' payments? What are some goals that you have whenever it comes to dividend payouts? And how much would you like to make every single year? Again, I would like to be posting about 3 to 4 times every single week. I think it's pretty manageable, and we are on track to do that. If you guys do enjoy the consistency, if you like the, the value or entertainment that I could bring, again, you can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. With all that being said, though, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.